Listen, I need to tell you something that's going to sound almost impossible. But I'm 83 years old, and I've seen this work so many times that I can no longer keep silent about it. There's an ancient practice, hidden in the Jewish tradition for thousands of years, that literally compels heaven to respond to your prayers. Not maybe, not someday, it forces a divine response. And what I'm about to share with you has been kept secret for far too long. Before we go any further, I need you to do something right now. If you've been praying for breakthrough, financial breakthrough, health breakthrough, any kind of breakthrough, and it feels like God isn't listening, I want you to click that like button. Do it right now. Because that simple action is you telling the universe, telling God, telling your own spirit that you're ready for a different result. And in the comments section below, I want you to type these 3 words: Heaven must answer. Just type it. Heaven must answer. This is your declaration. This is you activating what I'm about to teach you. If you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Because what I share on this channel isn't religious theory. This is ancient wisdom that produces modern miracles. You know what kills me? What absolutely breaks my heart? I meet faithful people every single day. People who have prayed for decades. People who've believed, who've tithed, who've done everything their pastors told them to do. And they're still stuck. Still broke at 70 years old. Still sick at 65. Still watching their prayers bounce off the ceiling like they're talking to nobody. You've fasted before, haven't you? You've skipped meals. You've given up food for a day, maybe even 3 days. You did what you thought was right. You believed God would honor your sacrifice. So why didn't it work? Why are you still waiting for the answer? Why does it feel like heaven's door is locked and you don't have the key? Let me tell you something that's going to shock you. The way you were taught to fast, it's wrong. Not your fault, but completely, fundamentally wrong. And that's why it hasn't worked. The ancient Jews, the rabbis who walked with Moses, who studied under the prophets, who understood the mysteries of heaven and earth, they knew something about fasting that modern Christianity has completely lost. They knew that fasting isn't about impressing God with your sacrifice. It's about creating a spiritual vacuum that heaven must fill. I'm not talking about going hungry to prove how devoted you are. I'm talking about a precise spiritual technology that, when done correctly, breaks open the heavens and forces divine intervention into your circumstances. The pain you're feeling right now, the desperation, the feeling that God has abandoned you, I'm not going to minimize it. I'm not going to tell you to just have more faith. You've tried that. You fasted the way you were taught, and you're still empty-handed. What I'm going to show you is why your fasting hasn't worked, and more importantly, how to fast the way the ancient prophets fasted, the way that made heaven tremble, the way that moved the hand of God when nothing else could. Now let me take you back 3,000 years. I want you to see something that happened in ancient Israel that most people completely miss when they read the book of Esther. Picture this with me. The Jewish people are facing total annihilation. There's a decree signed by the king himself ordering their complete destruction. Men, women, children, everyone. In 72 hours, they're all supposed to die. Esther is queen, but she's terrified. Going to the king uninvited means death. The law is absolute, even for her. But her uncle Mordecai sends her a message that changes everything. Perhaps you were born for such a time as this. So what does Esther do? She calls for a fast. But listen to the exact words. Go, gather all the Jews in Susa and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. 3 days. No food, no water. Total abstinence. And here's what you need to understand. This wasn't a suggestion. This was a command. Because Esther knew something. She knew that this kind of fasting doesn't just ask heaven for help, it demands it. What happened? On the third day, she approached the king, and the text says something remarkable. When the king saw Queen Esther standing in the court, she won his favor. The Hebrew word there is chesed. It means supernatural grace, unearned favor, divine intervention that has nothing to do with your merit. The king extended the golden scepter. Her life was spared. The tables turned. The enemies were destroyed. The Jewish people were saved. All because of a 3-day fast done correctly. Look at Daniel. He's desperate to understand the prophecies. Daniel 9:3 says, I turned to the Lord God and pleaded with him in prayer and petition, in fasting and in sackcloth and ashes. What happens? The angel Gabriel appears to him immediately. The text says, while I was still in prayer, Gabriel came to me in swift flight. Swift flight. Heaven couldn't wait to respond. The fast created such a powerful spiritual vacuum that the answer was literally accelerated. You see the pattern? These aren't people who fasted casually. They fasted with precision, with intention, with understanding of what they were actually doing. And heaven had no choice but to respond. In Hebrew, there's a word, ta'anit. It means a fast, but it comes from a root word that means to afflict or to answer. Built right into the word is the understanding that affliction produces answer. The fast creates the vacuum. Heaven fills it. It's spiritual law. The ancient method requires 3 elements that most people completely miss. First, kavanah, intention. You're not just skipping meals. You're creating a spiritual crisis that demands divine intervention. Every hunger pang becomes your petition. Every moment of discomfort is your demand for breakthrough. Second, tefillah, specific prayers at specific times. The ancient Jews prayed 3 times daily, morning, afternoon, evening. Each prayer session focused on a different aspect of their petition. Morning was thanksgiving. Afternoon was present tense declaration. Evening was future tense reception. Third, tzedakah, giving from your lack. During the fast, you give something away. Money if you have it, food to someone else if you don't. The fast plus the giving creates a double vacuum that heaven rushes to fill. Now let me tell you about 3 people who use this exact method. Real people, living right now. Dorothy was 74. Her husband had stage 4 cancer, 3 months to live. She'd prayed every prayer she knew. Nothing changed. Someone taught her this ancient fasting method. 3 days, no food, no water. Prayer morning, afternoon, and evening. She gave $20 to a homeless man on day 2, money she couldn't afford. On day 4, when she broke the fast, her husband woke up with more energy than he'd had in months. The next week's scans showed the tumors had shrunk by 40%. Within 3 months, he was cancer-free. 7 years later, he's still alive. James was 69, 30 days from foreclosure on the home he'd lived in for 42 years. He tried everything. He started the 3-day fast on a Monday. No food, no water. On day 2, he gave his last $50 to his neighbor who needed medication. Thursday afternoon, day 3, while still fasting, his phone rang. The bank said there had been an error. He qualified for a modification program. His mortgage dropped by $800 a month. He kept his house. Ruth was 81, crippling arthritis, could barely walk. She did the ancient fast, 3 days. On day 2, she gave her pain medications to another woman who couldn't afford hers. On day 4, the pain was 70% gone. Within 2 weeks, completely gone. She walks 2 miles a day now. No medications, no pain. You see the pattern? These aren't people with special connections. They simply used a method that heaven is bound to honor. Now let me give you the exact step-by-step process. Step 1. Choose your 3 days carefully. Start on a Sunday evening after dinner and break the fast Wednesday evening. Sunday represents new beginnings. Wednesday represents breakthrough. You're creating a spiritual arc. Step 2. The night before, write down your specific petition. Not vague, specific. Not, please help my finances. Instead, I need $7,000 to pay off my medical debt by the end of this month. Heaven responds to precision. Step 3. Sunday evening, your last meal should be light. Vegetables, bread, water. No meat, no heavy foods. After this meal, no more food or water until Wednesday evening. Step 4. Monday morning, day 1. Wake up and immediately pray. Father in heaven, I am creating a vacuum before you that demands to be filled. This fast is my petition. This sacrifice is my claim on your promises. I am not begging. I am activating the covenant. You must answer me. Say it out loud, with authority. You're claiming what's already yours. Step 5. Pray 3 times daily. Morning around sunrise, afternoon around 3 p.m., evening around sunset. Each time, read Psalm 35 out loud. The entire psalm. You're using David's words to activate God's intervention. Step 6. Every time you feel hungry or thirsty, say out loud, "This hunger is my offering. This thirst is my sacrifice." Let it rise before you as incense. You're turning discomfort into spiritual currency. Step 7. On day 2, give something away. Find $5, $10, whatever you can. Give it to someone who needs it more. This activates the principle of reciprocity. Step 8. Day 3, Wednesday. This is Breakthrough Day. Pray more intensely. You're at the threshold. Esther approached the king on day 3. Daniel received his vision on day 3. 3 is the number of divine completion. Step 9. Wednesday evening, break your fast carefully. Start with water. Wait 20 minutes. Then eat something light, soup, bread. Don't gorge. Transition back gently. Step 10. Within the next 7 days, watch. Your answer is coming. It might come as an unexpected check, a phone call, an opportunity, a healing, a door opening. But it will come. Day 1 is the hardest mentally. Your flesh rebels. Your mind tells you this is crazy. Don't quit. This is the breaking of your natural will. Push through. Day 2, your body adjusts. The hunger becomes less intense. You might feel weak physically, but spiritually stronger, clearer, more focused. The spiritual realm begins to open. Day 3 is when the breakthrough happens. You might not see it yet in the natural, but in the spiritual realm, the answer is already released. You're waiting for it to manifest. Days 4 through 7, after you break the fast, watch for the manifestation. For some, it's immediate. The phone rings that same evening. For others, it builds over the week. But it always comes. This isn't for the casual. When you do this kind of fast, you're saying to heaven, I refuse to be ignored. You must answer me. And heaven will answer. In the Talmud, there's a teaching. A fast not completed is worse than a fast not started. If you commit to this, you finish it. No, I'll just have a little water. You finish what you start or don't start at all. Jesus himself said, when you fast, do not look somber as the hypocrites do, But when you fast, put oil on your head and wash your face, so that it will not be obvious to others that you are fasting, but only to your Father who is unseen. And your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. Secret fasting has secret power. If you have medical conditions, you modify. Maybe your fast is 3 days of only water, no food. Maybe it's 3 days of only fruits and vegetables. God honors the heart, not just the letter. But whatever you commit to, you do it completely. Let me tell you why this works. In the spiritual realm, everything operates on exchange. Your sacrifice, your discomfort, your hunger, your thirst, these are spiritual currency. When you fast correctly, with intention, with prayer, with giving, you're accumulating currency in the spiritual realm, and heaven's storehouses must open. The prophet Isaiah understood this. Look at Isaiah 58. God speaks about the kind of fast he honors. Then he promises, "Then your light will break forth like the dawn, and your healing will quickly appear. Then you will call, and the Lord will answer. You will cry for help, and he will say, 'Here am I.'" Here am I. Not maybe, not someday, immediate response. That's what this kind of fasting produces. You've been faithful your whole life. You've believed even when it was hard. But nobody taught you this method. Nobody showed you how the ancient ones broke open heaven. I'm showing you now. Your breakthrough isn't years away. It's 3 days away. 3 days of intentional, focused, complete fasting, and heaven must answer. Remember what I told you to type in the comments. Heaven must answer. Go do that right now. That's your declaration. And here's my blessing for you. May the God who answered Esther on the 3rd day, who sent Gabriel to Daniel while he was still praying, who met Moses on the mountain, may that same God rush to answer your cry. May the heavens open over your life. May provision, healing, breakthrough, and miracles chase you down and overtake you. This is Rabbi Shimon, and I want you to know something. You found this message for a reason. This is your moment. This is your breakthrough beginning. Listen to this teaching, apply this ancient method, and your bank account will never be empty again. May God bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you and give you peace. And may your 3-day fast produce breakthrough that lasts the rest of your life.